Thanks, John. Next is AP, Abertis Power. I've been looking at this for a long time now, and they've been consistently paying high dividend yields, and they have historically good fundamentals. There are some charts. Uh, their gigawatt hour sales. This is a 3-year chart. The blue bar at upper left-hand corner. Their gigawatt hour sales have been improving, especially as we rose after the pandemic. And the latest one, first half of this year, hour sales shot up by 29%. Their growth, 5-year growth, revenue growth, their 5-year revenue CAGR, beats the Philippine gross national income 5-year CAGR of 5.2%. So it outperforms the economy. And but its net income CAGR in the past 5 years is a little lower because of pricing and other in-betweens in their financials. But it still looks acceptable in terms of growth because the top line says it all. At the ROA, return on assets and return on equity bar graph, we see that their ROA and ROE have been outperforming the standards of 5% and 15%. Well, historically, there's a slip at the 2019-2020 period, that's during the pandemic. But as you can see, it has been improving in the last 3 years. And they have a stable financial condition. They don't have, I mean, they do have debt because they're in a capital intensive industry, power. But they manage their debt levels well, and their current ratio is pretty strong. It's above the 1x benchmark for companies. Next slide, please. So I like AP because as a dividend stock, you want it to consistently pay your dividends, right? And its business is basically a basic need, electricity. Our economy is growing. We have townships sprouting out, not just in Mega Manila, but in the provinces. And we're growing, so we need power, and that's a basic need. That's why I like AP. Also, its power companies are spread all over the country. You saw in Visayas, Mindanao, and they're different. They use different power sources: coal, oil, geothermal, and hydro. And they can pursue renewables because as a power company, you need to achieve base load power of at least 70%. Right now, they are at 81%. That's why in the next 5 years, they have this program up to 2026 that they are going to install more solar farms. And AP is a major power player in the country, contributing 18% of Philippine power capacity. Next slide. So this is the main prospect for AP. As I've mentioned earlier, our economy is growing, and even the government recognizes this. Power consumption is estimated to grow at a CAGR of 6% up to 2030, and even the government wants installed power capacity to grow, to cover up demand. And as a major player in the industry, AP is going to benefit from this. Next slide. So its growth drivers are, it will target to, well, in the past, they always have this 5-year target. And that's what I like about this company. They're looking forward, they're managing their finances well. So their target now is to grow their net power capacity to 9,200 megawatts by 2030. Half of that will come from renewable energy. And they have this program, it's in number 2. I can show you the pie chart later. That's easier to look. And right now, it has a discount. It not just pays dividend, but it's trading at a discount to market. Next slide, please. So this is how AP's power sources looks like. Right now, it's more coal, 69%. But in 2026, the share of coal will drop to 58%. Solar is the one that will grow by from 1% to 15%. So this is the program they're following right now. And right now, they're constructing these new solar farms, and they're on schedule to meet this this target of 5,815 megawatts. So for dividends, as a dividend stock, it has a policy. Before, it was paying 33% of its net income as cash dividends to common shareholders. Right now, after 2013, it's been paying 50% of its net income as cash dividends. So 50% cash dividends, 50% for capex and working capital for their solar farms and other projects. So its cash dividend yield is pretty rich right now, 5.6%. Next year, we estimate this at the current share price of 33 pesos. Next year, if you buy it at this price, the yield next year will be 6.9%. This beats the Philippine 10-year note of 6.5%, and it's just a little bit below the REIT's average of 7%. So this is how powerful AP is as a dividend stock.
Great. One thing lang, you mentioned that there is a dividend policy, right? X. So, paano mo malalaman kung ano yung policy ng isang company?
Yeah, they disclose this, by the way, dividend policy. Meralco, the big companies, the blue chips and even the strong second liners, they disclose this in their annual report.
In their annual report. Okay, so guys, it's also something that you can take a look at in the annual report to see what the policy is of the company. So at least you have like, you will know like how much dividends they will be paying every year.
Usually the policy is around 30%, but sometimes some companies they pay higher.
Okay.